Hello, what's up? Welcome back to the Rachel Mueller podcast. If we've never met before, my name is Rachel and I channel messages for the collective as well as my own healing, and those are normally in regards to spirituality and meaning, overcoming suffering, overcoming trauma, intimacy, codependency, healthy physical body, so that's nutrition, detoxing, and holistic tools to empower you to truly thrive and have an awesome, happy, healthy, abundant life. And today, a couple weeks ago, I had this kind of clear visual of how much the seasons are changing and what the seasons can teach us about life. So I'm someone that is a deep thinker, and I see meaning in things that others don't always, because it just seems to me I've been reflective and introverted, and I've been an old soul from a really young age. This little nugget or piece of wisdom wants to come through and bringing, again, all the messages I channel bring a sense of solace or freedom, empowerment, because what I experience and what I see in regular life is that a lot of people have beliefs and thoughts and patterns that really keep them in suffering and pain. So in order to overcome those, we have to look at things differently and just kind of see where we're at, take stock and choose to look at things differently if you want to. Not everyone wants to, but someone that is a seeker, those answers will come to them when it's time for them to learn the lessons. So without further ado, I'll talk about what each season is here to teach us and how those connect to living a long, sustainably happy life. I have always been very drawn to nature, and the more I've gotten into my spirituality and meaning and overcoming challenges, the more that I see nature really does have a lot of lessons to teach us. So I'll start with fall, because it's finally fall. There's a really good quote about something like, the leaves know when to let go. And this is entirely true if you want to look at a long, happy, healthy, sustainable life, because we do form attachments. We do need attachments to make sense of our lives and to have certainty and safety. However, a lot of people have attachments that can keep them stuck and not moving forward to enjoy the rest of their life. So, a couple examples. There's a flock of birds right above me. They're kind of tiny. My mom met my dad in college, and she met my grandma, or his mom, and she's like, so my middle name is Roxanne, and that was my dad's sister, who died right before my parents met. And then my grandpa, my dad's dad, died when he was only 7, so I never got to meet him. But I remember my mom saying, I would hang out with Grandma Terry, and she'd just say things like, I just want to be dead so I can be with Johnny again. And, I wasn't that close to her. However, from the time I did spend with her and what I know about her, right, and kind of what that tells me is, I think they had a very cute, old-timey relationship, honestly, but integrating that trauma and that grief was something that people never really talked about, and I don't think she ever did it, and then she lost a daughter at, I don't know how old she was. I don't know if I can figure it out, but, that's also sad. Another huge loss and trauma. So learning to let go of that, right? Meaning, if I held on to certain meanings in my life the rest of my life, I would never go after the life I truly want. And I'm just not going to do that this time around. I also went to a spiritual event last night. I haven't for a while. But this woman was actually the first psychic reading I ever got. And then she co-hosts like a circle with another healer woman. And I haven't gone for probably over a year. But I don't know. It was time to go again. And she brought up the example of she worked with a woman a long time ago. She said, I haven't seen her for a really long time, but her husband died and she was really upset by it and she didn't really get over that. And then Christine is super gifted, the psychic, and she was like, oh, your cat, you got a new kitten, is your husband. And then the cat would like be on her lap and really looking for that attention and love, and she kind of rejected the cat. So Christine was saying she had this attachment to what she had, and that's what she wanted, and she wasn't really able to let in this new kind of love that she was experiencing, right? She wanted the one kind of thing that she had. So understand that fall is teaching us it's okay to let go. Yes, we have our attachments. However, sometimes you do need to let things go in life if you want to grow and evolve and become happy. Because change is going to happen no matter what, even if you like it or you don't like it. So then we move into the next season of winter. So winter is associated more with feminine energy, and it's the yin side of the yin and yang. It's about going inward and nurturing yourself because it gets so dark, right? There's so much more darkness in the day. I'm in Minnesota, which is, St. Paul is like exactly between the equator and the North Pole. I don't know I know the equinoxes, we have the same amount of light and dark, but I forget if that lateral where I'm at means anything. But anyway, winter is that time to go inward, and it can really be that time for fostering connection with other people too, right? Because things are more dark. So there are holiday seasons, right, to kind of be grateful for your family members and traditions you've created and how you can spend time with them, quality time. Maybe it is family members, maybe it's friends. Maybe you go to more meetings like dance classes or book clubs or other local clubs to check out, right? It's kind of like if you do want to be social during that time, you have to push yourself a little bit. So my birthday is January 1st, so I'm a winter baby. When I was growing up, I really liked to sled and be outside and play in the snow. And then I really hated winter for a long time, and now I've learned to embrace it a little bit again. It is hard to drive when it's so icy and snowy, but I don't know, I could get into SAD. There's other ways to support your body. Like if that's a symptom that you're experiencing, there's a reason for that. And you can overcome it and heal it and integrate. But a lot of people have those symptoms, right? There are mood lights now and red light and saunas and places for community. But I don't know. I would look into overcoming depression overall. I would look into overcoming loneliness. I would look into homeopathy. Definitely medical medium and SAD and see what he has to say. Because I probably used to experience that more and now I don't. So if you kind of boost your overall health and well-being and your purposes and your passions and your reasons and meaning, then you can definitely overcome that. It does take a little bit of time and switching mindsets and such, but again, understanding. So if we look at nature and animals, right, they hibernate during winter. So this is literally kind of a time for more sleep and more rest, which is a huge lesson, especially in today's modern world that is very masculine driven, that says you have to go all the time and, you know, go and do. And really, if we look at like a bear that hibernates, like they're literally sleeping, you know, for a few months. And animals that are out and about, like birds and deer and squirrels and other little mammals, right? It's tough out there. So nature can teach us that there is sometimes just life is tough, you know, even animals experience abuse or really difficult times. And also learning how to honor rest and have time for rest in your life. I saw not too long ago, I think, that, I mean, most mammals rest so many hours a day, you know, even dogs. Like, we do need a lot of rest, and unfortunately, we're even teaching kids at a young age, right? Go to school, then go to all these activities, like, never rest. So if you want to have that long-term, sustainably happy life and not burn out, that's something that winter can teach you. And then we move into spring. So winter is long and cold and dark. And then slowly but surely we start to get those 40-degree days. We start to see more sunlight. More and more people seem to come to life, right? New beginnings. Flowers emerge from the ground. And perennials start to come back up to the surface. So this is kind of a time for rebirth and starting over, starting new things. I'm sure in your life, or, oh, there's a deer outside now. Hi, deer. She's so pretty. You have heard or seen or experienced that there's endings and beginnings. And some people, it's like, oh, I need to, you know, completely start over, right? Because there's a huge chapter of something ending in their life. It could be a relationship or relationships or a job ending or moving or, you know, something really intense like loss. And then there was a grieving period and maybe they're ready to start over after that, you know, really huge grieving time that they had. So don't be afraid to start over. Life will give you opportunities and challenges in beginning brand new again. I just heard a very interesting story about a CEO today who, she said, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a nurse. And then when I was a teenager, I started to make bad decisions. I got pregnant at 16. So then she was like, I had to care for her. And then she somehow got into like hair or beauty as a career. And then she said I had a long-term career there and made a lot of money. And then she was like, what's my next chapter? Now, something did come up with her daughter, health issues. So her new venture and brand was kind of helping her daughter through that chapter. But then, yeah, she just set out to start a whole new brand. So, you know, like even just looking at her life, there have been a lot of chapters, right? And there's a lot of different versions of you throughout your life. If you look back on them, there's going to be points and times where you did need to restart and begin again. And that's okay. Again, I think we get these weird messages of, well, you go to school for this one thing, and then this is what you do. or you have this one relationship, this one group of friends, and that's how it always stays. And I guess just at a young age, I learned that's not how my life is going. I don't have one group of friends that's always been with me forever. My family fell apart at a young age. I don't have, one job I've been at for 10 plus years. So understand that you can start again, and even though it's scary and uncertain at times, you're going to learn something. You're going to continue to grow and evolve and transform and change, which is kind of the whole point of being on Earth. Earth is all about change, learning a lot of lessons in a short amount of time. Okay? So, and mind you, I do live in a state that has 4 very distinct seasons. Growing up, I was like, I just want to live somewhere where it's 80 or 70 and sunny year round, because sometimes it is to have, the summer clothes and then the winter clothes and so much variation in the weather. I just love wearing shorts and t-shirts, but I've also talked with people here that were like, I lived in those places and every day felt the same. So I don't know. We'll always just experience the environment and have that stimulus, and we kind of get to decide the meaning of that, right? So then after spring comes summertime, and I don't know why summer is the season that, school doesn't happen. I should look into that and see if there's a reason why. I'm sure there is. Oh, maybe was it because way back in the day kids had to help on the farm during summer? That could be, if school systems are very fundamental and all about production. That could be right. But anyway, let's look at summer so we just came off of spring, which was starting things new. And the word that wants to come to mind for summer is creating. However, there's also kind of, why is creating coming up? So talking about that kid example, kids aren't in the structure. They can go out and just kind of chill and create art with their friends if they're hanging out. If someone is into being outdoors, they can create gardens, have creative energy expressed in that way. It is this fiery season, right? When it's so warm and the sun is at its most powerful. So there's a couple things. Obviously, fire as an element is very transformational and very powerful. So just seeking in those rays, maybe you're like, I need to fuel my fire, right? I want to go after a new venture. I want to expand. I know it's time for something to come into my life that I need to create. And then summer can also, it is that fun time, go be outside in the water and cool off. Sometimes you even have water coming from the sky in that summertime, right? There are going to be cloudy days. I do think of summer as very much living in the present moment, right? Because a lot of people do look forward to summer or summer vacations, or they take trips in the summer, going up north to cabins in the summertime, relaxation, rejuvenation. So understanding rejuvenation and relaxation, looking at a long-term sustainably happy life, are both very fundamental and key. If we're always working, that's fine. I know some people are kind of addicted to work. They're doing that for specific reasons and getting their needs met. Yet, something like a bath can go a long way. A massage, a facial, Even just time to hang out with people and connect with that you love, going to be leisurely on a walk or taking a dip in a pool or a lake, surfing, going to that cabin, again, to just be, fish, tube, recreation. Golf is really big here in the summer, it's a sport, right? But it is kind of a leisurely sport too. Sorry, I'm gonna pass across the road, but there's cars coming. So as a recap, fall teaches us that we can let go. The leaves teach us that we can let go. Winter teaches us that it's okay to relax and have some of the darkness at times. Really learn how to nurture ourselves and go inward, be reflective. Spring shows us that we can always have new beginnings, begin again, restart, having fresh eyes on a situation or experience, or even a past trauma that you've had. And then summer teaches us recreation, more relaxation, having fun, taking care of yourself, being creative, choosing to spend time outdoors because it is nourishing for you, whether it's sunshine or water at times. That's what I got for right now. Let me know if you have any ideas or thoughts or resources down below. I'd love to, if there are books on this or any information that kind of pertains, I'd love to see. If you zoom out a little bit or want to get into the spiritual side or astrology, each sign has an element connected to it, and I think the elements can kind of, those also come from nature. There's also 4 directions on a compass, which can have spiritual meanings, but the 4 elements in nature being earth, water, air, and fire, if you want to look into those. And truly, this has been researched a lot, and I talk about it at times. Nature is very healing and powerful because the earth has a specific frequency that it puts off, and it is very calming and soothing. And unfortunately, in modern daily life, we're very disconnected from it, and we're just so stressed out all the time and on the go, and a lot of things. So nature is very healing and soothing magnetically, frequency-wise. But if you've seen recently too, there was, I think, a study where someone found that bears sometimes just sit and look at the scenery too. So you can just sit and look outside and notice how it makes you feel. Notice all of the colors, all of the textures. Understand and realize that Earth, literally, it just grows things outside of it, right? With sun and water and the right nutrients or seed. So if and when you're feeling overwhelmed, just another tool in the toolkit, right? Let's learn how to regulate the nervous system and get into rest and digest and soothing. Let me know what resonates, and I'll see you soon. Bye.